If you're looking for that classic coastal San Diego feel that doesn't have the chaos of somewhere like Pacific Beach down to the south, Solana Beach might be the perfect fit for you. But here's the thing, it's not just one single neighborhood, it's a bunch of different neighborhoods throughout depending on your budget, your lifestyle, and what you're actually looking for. In this video, we're covering 3 specific neighborhoods, one beachfront, bluffront, kind of set it and forget it. We're gonna get to a neighborhood that is very classic Solana Beach. It is west of the 5. People know the difference west of the 5, east of the 5. We're gonna get in that. And then we're also gonna get into the 3rd neighborhood, which is one of the neighborhoods probably the most people end up in. And stick around to the end because we're gonna get into pricing of each of these neighborhoods so you can figure out if this particular neighborhood fits your specific budget. But more importantly, we're also gonna get into what it's like living here. We're getting into where we're at right now, the beach. We're getting into shopping, where you're going for date nights. We're getting into schools. We're gonna go into what's around here, amenities, outdoors, and everything in between so you can figure out if Solana Beach is the right spot for you. So let's get into it right now.
So right now we're at Fletcher Cove in Solana Beach. This is probably where you're gonna be at if you were going to the beach and living here in Solana Beach. It's the main one. It's right in the middle of 2 miles worth of coastline here in Solana Beach. And it's got a pretty cool background story. I won't get into it all right now, but definitely a man-made beach because it's bluff front all the way up and all the way south of this. And one of the cleanest beaches probably you'll find in San Diego. Chris was just out here last weekend with his family and doing the beach cleanup, and he said he found 10 pieces of trash in about an hour or a little bit more. So not a ton to pick up, which is always a good sign. And it's just a really well-maintained, well-manicured, well-protected beach here in Solana Beach. So where are we at here in San Diego? We are between Cardiff, or Encinitas is the city most people will know, and then Del Mar is to the south here, close to a lot of cool, iconic beach towns here in San Diego. You're about 25, maybe 30 minutes to the airport, so that's also getting you down to like downtown San Diego. And Solana Beach is definitely gonna be on the smaller side of some of our coastal cities, sitting at about 13,000 people, where Encinitas to the north is closer to 60, and then Carlsbad's well over 100,000 people. So definitely a smaller footprint here in San Diego. And then getting around San Diego, you have the 5 freeway pretty much splits Solana Beach right in half going north to south. So getting anywhere is pretty easy from here. I also just kind of love traveling the Coast Highway. That's how I got here today. So Coast Highway goes right down the coastal section of Solana Beach, and that's where a lot of the infrastructure and stuff that we're going to show you a little bit later. There are some bluff front homes behind Chris here. Are some actual detached houses that are on the bluff. There's not a ton of them, but we're gonna go show you a really cool neighborhood where there are a lot of units and a lot of opportunity for housing here in Solana Beach.
So the first neighborhood we're covering is section of Solana Beach, actually a section of all of North County. That's very rare. It's where you have a huge collection of condos. It's kind of like a set it and forget it. Great spot if you want beachfront homes that are walkable to some of the spots that we're gonna show you a little bit later. As far as beachfront homes go, within budget. They're, not affordable, I would say, but they're a lot more affordable than some of these other areas. So we're at the Bluffs right here in Solana Beach, and it's literally going from here to all the way Fletcher Cove. We're almost in Del Mar right now. This whole section right here has a ton of condos. There's about 11 different communities in here. There's some that have different amenities. The one right behind Cassidy has a pool. The ones back here, tennis courts, pickleball courts, like all that kind of stuff set within the condos. So great for ease, accessibility. And we mentioned earlier, like Fletcher Cove is like the main beach that's right in here. Probably like the easy, oh no, not probably. It is the easiest one to get to. But then right up here, there's a few different little staircases going down here where you do have some access to get down to the beach. And the great thing is it's not like touristy beaches up here. It's Tuesday at noon. We're looking right here. There's basically nobody around. So it is quiet. Now weekends, yeah, it gets busy and stuff, but you don't see like a ton of people unless you know where this beach is. Like if you're living right here, coming to these beaches. So super local, which is really nice if you're in this spot. And so up here, as far as what you're getting with your condos, anywhere between like 850 to 1500 square foot. And like I said, we'll cover pricing at the end here. But also one of the cons with being condos this close to the beach, you have upkeep, you have all that. So a lot of these have high HOAs, anywhere from like $750 a month all the way up to $1,000 plus per month. So really depends on the size, location, where you are, age. A lot of these were built in the 70s, so they do have some age. And like I mentioned, it is super walkable to where we're going next, which is Coast Highway and a secret little spot, kind of Solana Beach. Like all these coastal neighborhoods have, their downtown area, the main strip, down Coast Highway. Solana Beach has an extra little strip that we're gonna show you, where you got extra restaurants, bars, a great music venue, so stay tuned for all that. But people love it here because if you have the oceanfront ones, unreal views, beautiful views looking out towards the beach, right? You have set it and forget it. So a lot of either downsizers, people who want second homes end up here. And it's also super walkable to everything. So let's go check out what it actually is walkable to. And the walkway / stairs that we're on right now go down to the beach right back here. This one's public, but as you go up to some of these other communities, they actually have private entrances to the beach, private stairs going down to the water. But there's only a few of the condo complexes that have it. If you guys want to know the specific ones, just hit us up. We got your back.
So maybe you're not looking for a condo. We're going to show you a couple other neighborhoods if you're looking for a detached house to buy here in Solana Beach. But we wanted to show you a little bit about the lifestyle, what you're going to get into, where you're going to be going for coffee, where you're going, going to dinner. You got SB Kitchen is right behind us. Lana's over here. And this is just one little section of the Coast Highway here in Solana Beach where you've got some of these amenities. A little bit further north, you've got some other really cool spots to check out as well. One of our favorites is Pizza Port. I think it's the OG Pizza Port right here in Solana Beach, just to grab a pizza and a pint. It's perfect. But there's a lot of really cool places to explore. This is also where you're gonna find a lot of like yoga studios, fitness studios. Like I mentioned, coffee shops. There's one in here, but there's also a bunch in the next area we're gonna show you too. So if you're living here, this is only gonna be 5-8 minutes max from all of the neighborhoods here in Solana Beach. So super easy to access, either driving, walking, e-bike, quick Uber, super easy to get to the Coast Highway and explore all these great spots here. And also one of the other things, this whole stretch of the Coast Highway from Oceanside all the way down to, I'd say probably Del Mar, but into La Jolla a little bit too, is super bikeable. So this lane here, the first lane, I don't know if you can see it in the video, is bike accessible. So cars have to share that lane with cyclists. And there's times where you'll see hundreds of them all together riding down the Coast Highway, up or down the Coast Highway. And the bike culture here, the cycling culture here is a big part of coastal San Diego.
All right, now we're in the secondary downtown area. Right across there is Coast Highway, where we just came from. Now we're on Cedros Ave. It's about like 3 blocks or so. So not huge, but a ton of little cafes. You have furniture stores, you have boutiques, you have cool little spots, design galleries, all that kind of stuff down here. We actually just got our little decaf from Achilles right across the road, but there's a bunch of coffee shops with, not a bunch, there's a handful of coffee shops right in here as well. So called the Cedros Design District. As we're looking across the street, you have Cassidy's Interiors. You have a few other little spots in here. Like I said, cool little vibe. Even both these spots, even if you're not out here shopping, out here doing any of that kind of stuff, just cool to get out, walk these places. There's a ton of people walking Coast Highway across the street, ton of people out here right now, maybe grabbing some lunch and stuff. Also right down here on Cedros is one of the best music venues in all of North County, San Diego. You have Belly Up Tavern. Really cool venue, small, it's like 600 people total, not huge, but they got some great acts, a lot of cover bands, a lot of cool little jammy bands, a lot of fun in there. One of Cassie's, Donovan Frankenreiter, comes here a lot. I think in 2015, the Stones were actually here, the Rolling Stones actually played there. They also have another venue if you are into music, just down to the south, right at the racetrack there. It's called The Sound. I was there a few weeks back, my first time down there. Awesome, once again, smaller venue, run by the Belly Up as well, so they kind of overlap as far as who's playing where. Saw St. Paul and the Broken Bones, really cool band. But anyways, down here as well, every Sunday from like noon to 4, you have the farmer's market as well. So, get some fresh food. So farmers markets here in San Diego, especially North County, you're gonna find them all over the place every weekend, throughout the week. Every city kind of has their own. But if you live in Solana Beach, you can come to this one right down the road. So
we're gonna get into the next neighborhood next here, but real quick, just wanted to let you know that if you are thinking about moving to San Diego, if you're thinking about buying a house here, we are a real estate team here in San Diego, and we are the guys that answer the phone. We're the one that answer your emails and text messages, and we would love to help you with your next move here in San Diego. And maybe it's Solana Beach, or maybe it's a different neighborhood. That's definitely what we're here for. We can help you kind of decide what things you like about this neighborhood, or what things you're looking for in a spot that you want to live here in San Diego. So neighborhood 2, now we are in detached homes, as you can tell behind us, and we're just talking about the west of the 5 in general. This is Marview Heights, this is old Solana Beach, but the name of the game here is character. You've got beach bungalows like just the one back here where it's original. You've got a gorgeous craftsman style like this one or this one. Got some Spanish style, or California style as we call it here as well. But a lot of the character here is the older beach bungalows have either stayed the course, they've been completely remodeled, but they're kind of in that original floor plan and footprint, or they've been gutted, remodeled, added onto, or torn down in some of the cases, like some of these homes behind us here. So a ton of character if you are looking for that kind of custom feel. Solana Beach is a great option, especially this portion, the western portion of Solana Beach is a great option. It does get a little bit more cookie cutter as you go a little further east. Definitely a good spot. Super easy to get down to the Coast Highway Highway and Cedros where we just were. And then we're also going to show you another really cool amenity if you're trying to get outside up next, right here, just north of this neighborhood. So one of the other great things about this neighborhood is it's walkable, but there's no sidewalks, but just within the community. Actually, folks walking up behind us right now, but it's no through streets. So it's very quiet, not a ton of cars. I am literally walking down the middle of this road. So just really, really quiet. You're also perched up on a hill here too, so a lot of these houses on the west side will have pretty awesome ocean views. Actually, these houses have epic ocean views right here. I actually chatted with somebody today that reached out that definitely wanted to be west of the 5 in all of this kind of the coastal region of San Diego. And so a lot of people, that's kind of their goal, is to get to that west side of the 5. So I told you we're gonna go check out something if you wanna get outdoors, and we're gonna go look at that right now.
Now we're at one of my favorite spots in all of Solana Beach, and actually Encinitas, because it connects, like you can see Cardiff here, but Encinitas in general. So anyways, we're at the San Alejo Lagoon. It's about 900-acre lagoon. It's got trails everywhere. It's got like 7+ miles of trails. And until recently, this was only this side of the trail. So the Solana Beach area, and actually the next neighborhood we're gonna show you, that's probably the one most people end up. It actually has a connection to this trail as well, just on the other side of the freeway. But this, where we're at right now, goes to Andy's Canyon Trail. If you got kids, awesome little trail. It's like a little slot canyon. I'm a little claustrophobic, so going through there, it's a little sketchy, but go during the weekdays. It's not too bad. Weekends, it's gonna get packed. But really cool amenity. I mean, really cool little, I guess, part of the trail to see here. And then the rest of the trail, they recently connected it all. So right across is Cardiff. It connects, there's a bridge back here. There's a few bridges going across the lagoon, and actually wraps around and then goes up on Manchester on the other side and goes, there's a bridge they built underneath the 5 freeway that connects it all. So if you want to do one big loop, like maybe, when was it, 2 weekends ago, or 2 weeks ago rather, I started at cross the bridge, went up to the neighborhood we were just at. You come down, you do a loop around this way. It's really pretty, and then loop back around. I think it was about a 3.5 mile loop. You know, just great to get out. I mean, yeah, the neighborhood we were at, you have no sidewalks, you can't get out, but you can just come down here, cruise around, and you kind of feel like where you're not in the neighborhood, you're not in the houses. It's a little bit of that open space. It's probably one of the biggest wetlands in all of San Diego, and it's right in your backyard if you're in Solana Beach. And there's a few other things. If you're living in Solana Beach, you're like, where am I gonna go shopping? We're gonna show you that. Is there a country club here? We're gonna show you that. Is there another neighborhood that most people end up in? We're gonna show you that. And if you got kids, something super important, we're gonna let you know what schools you're feeding to if you're going to Solana Beach. But first off, let's go check out the shopping center and show you what's around right in the center of town.
If you're living here, you're gonna need your amenities. You're gonna need your grocery stores. You're gonna need your Starbucks or coffee shops. And right here in the kind of the Solana Beach Town Center, and then also there's another center on the east side of the 5 as well, you got everything you really need. You've got Bevmo, you've got Sprouts, you've got Vaughn's, you've got Staples, a pet store. You got a cool little spot, the Fish District over here for some good fresh fish. There's a couple restaurants, but a lot of them are chain kind of in this area. Where we were before on the Coast Highway and Cedros is kind of where you find those more local spots. Here, you're gonna find a little bit more of like Panera, some of those other just chain spots. There is a Starbucks here, so for your quick grab and go coffee, you've got it right there. So you do have a hardware store. Dixieline is in the center right behind us here. So just for kind of quick runs on that front. But if you do need to get to a bigger box store, if you need to get to a Home Depot, if you need to get to Target or Costco, it is going to be a bit of a drive. You got those a couple of those amenities are in Encinitas, so like 10 or 15 minutes, and then Costco's all the way up in Carlsbad, so maybe a 20-minute drive, something like that. So you have your basic things here in town in Solana Beach, but it's really not known for having a ton of kind of that commercial district here in Solana Beach. So we're gonna show you that neighborhood that a lot of people end up moving to here in Solana Beach, but first we're gonna show you a cool spot just minutes away from that neighborhood, and that is the Loma Santa Fe Country Club. If you're looking for golf, tennis, aquatics, pickleball, events, this is definitely the spot for you. You don't have to be a golfer. There's a lot of other options here at Loma Santa Fe Country Club. It's really, really pretty. It's been here for a very long time, but the facilities are great. The course is beautiful. There is also just an executive course that's not private, that is public, just over the hill here. You can play it in like 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, super short. If you want that built-in community right when you get here, this is definitely a good way to do that. Play some tennis, get out on the golf course, and Loma Santa Fe Country Club is a good spot.
And if all this is confusing, where should I live? Where should I go? Whether it be Solana Beach, other neighborhoods, and you're still trying to figure it out, but you don't quite know, go check out our San Diego neighborhood guide where we break it all down, all these neighborhoods, plus there's local area guides breaking down specific areas within cities, popular areas, coffee shops, all that kind of stuff. So go get that right down below. But right now we are in Santa Fe Hills, AKA the Santas. All the roads start with Santa. So that's why they call it the Santas. But this is probably one of the most popular neighborhoods in Solana Beach. One of the biggest reasons it's going to be one of the most affordable. Now, affordable is all relative. affordable for Solana Beach. Right now we're east of the 5. There's a few hundred homes in here. So a lot of these homes, how they're built on this hill, if we're looking behind the camera here, you're looking down towards the lagoon. If you're looking that way, it's down towards the coast. So you got a nice big open view looking to kind of the northwest, I guess. But this is tract homes built in like the 70s. So there's, over the past few years, like we just were driving by, at least 2 or 3 construction projects going on where people are buying these homes, fixing them up, making them kind of their own thing, right? There's also some OG ones in here you'll see. Those are gonna be the lower price ones. Also lower price, we're right on the freeway. So as you get close to the freeway, you might see some pop up in that lower price range, but you're also gonna get a lot of freeway noise. And then as far as sizes, all that kind of stuff, you're looking at like 1,600, 2,500 square feet. There's a little bit of variance on either side. A lot of ranch style where you found a lot of these single story homes. And when you're looking on paper, looks like the lots are anywhere between like a 1/4 acre and a 1/3 acre, give or take. But sometimes, like once back to this hill, it's including the hill. So they're a little bit smaller, but they're still decent size. When they were built, you know, in the 70s, gave a little space between homes. A lot of these are just single-sided roads. So you only have houses on one side, you got the hill on the other side. So it's, you know, also not a cut-through street. The main road, Loma Santa Fe, is out that way by the country club where we just were. In here, once again, another quiet street, kind of like the neighborhood where we were earlier, where we're just walking down the middle of the street and kind of haven't seen anybody since. Another thing about this neighborhood, the trails that we hit up earlier, there's a few entrances from this neighborhood. Now we are on the east side of the 5, so if you want to connect to the other ones, you're going to have to go in a little bit, but there's some trails on this side as well. So you do have access to all that. They actually even cut back towards Rancho Santa Fe. And have you guys seen any of our other vlogs? Obviously it's trash day again. We just had to move streets because the trash truck was coming. So anyways, it's always trash day here in San Diego. But anyways, for this neighborhood, if you got kids as well, Cassie's gonna get into schools here in a sec. One of the schools is right up top here. The other is not too far away. So depending on where you're living in this neighborhood, you could definitely walk to school over there. But anyways, quiet neighborhood, tract neighborhood, bigger-ish lots, and you have some room to come in, improve if you want. You got some views in some of these spots, but that's why a lot of people are choosing Santa Fe Hills right here in Solana Beach.
One of the cool things about Solana Beach schools is that they all of them were updated kind of recently. So you have Skyline Elementary is going to be on the west side of the 5. You've got Solana Vista Elementary, which is over here in the Santa's east side of the 5. And then that's K through 6. And then for middle school and high school, you're in the San Diego School District. So you've got Earl Warren, which is just on the west side of the 5, kind of over by that shopping center that we showed you. And then Torrey Pines High School, which is down off Delmar Heights Road. So all the schools up until 8th grade are very local here in Solana Beach. And then you got to get in the car a little bit to get down to Torrey Pines, but it's not that far, probably 10-minute drive for most of Solana Beach. All the public schools here in Solana Beach are very highly rated, definitely worth taking a look at. But if you are looking for private school options, Santa Fe Christian in kind of that southwestern portion of Solana Beach, really highly rated academics, a really good athletic program also. So definitely worth taking a look at. And also outside of Solana Beach, there are some other private options as well. So choosing your neighborhood is going to be a tough decision, but one of your toughest decisions is going to be what we're going to show you next. And you got to choose wisely, because once you choose one, you can't go back. So here we are, one of the biggest choices you're going to have to make if you move to Solana Beach. Actually, if you move to San Diego in general, but specifically Solana Beach, we are between Tony's Jacal and Fidel's. These are 2 great Mexican restaurants that have been here forever. This is actually, I think Fidel's was one of my first solid meals as a child, as a baby. And your family really has to decide between one of the other. Chris and his family, they've tried both now. I think they're Tony's people. Don't hold it against them. I know it's ridiculous. But my family's always been Fidel's. I think I've been to Tony's Jacal once when I was like 8 or 9 years old and have never been back. Not that the food's not good, but just Fidel's for me is the better choice, is the better one. We ran into family friends here a few years ago and we were just joking with them about Fidel's versus Tony's, and they were longtime locals, both grew up in Encinitas, so came here a lot, and one of their families growing up was Tony's, but the other one won over the new family as they got together, and now they're a Fidel's family. So it is definitely a tough choice, but you can't really go wrong. Both spots have great Mexican food, and it's definitely worth checking out. Obviously, this is gonna be a tough decision, but the real decision is what you want to pay for a house here or what your budget's gonna be. So let's get into that right now.
So right before we get into pricing, if you like Solana Beach, you're probably also gonna like Encinitas. And that's why we have a whole Encinitas playlist for you right down in the description below. Go check that out, dig into that, and see which one is gonna work best for you. Or if you just wanna start that conversation, hit us up, call, text, or email if you're thinking about buying a house right here in San Diego, because we got your back when making the move here in San Diego. But let's get into pricing. So let's start with the bluffs, or the condos that we covered first. If you want oceanfront, lock it and leave it, there's a big price range in there. That's where you're right by Coast Highway, that's where you're right by Cedros, right by Fletcher Cove. All that is right there, super walkable. But price points in there are anywhere between like 1.2 to 2.5. You know, if you just get an internal unit, it's probably on that lower end. If you like a smaller internal unit, if you get, you know, oceanfront, I mean, the price could even be a little bit more than that, but you're paying a huge premium for those oceanfront views. Second neighborhood was west of the 5, that cool neighborhood, very not a ton of people cutting through, very quiet back there. That's where it has some of the most character in all of Solana Beach. You're looking at price point starting at probably about $3 million. There's a house on right now. It was about 2,000 square foot, 3-bed, 2-bath, kind of like a concrete modern place. It was right around that $3 million mark, going all the way up to like 10 million plus. Some of these bigger homes that have been built up, especially if you're looking at lagoon views, or even right near, right behind Cedros, there's a little area of old Solana Beach where there's some of those 10, $11 million homes. So a huge price range depending on if you're getting brand new construction, if you are getting one of those old beach cottages, you want to make it your own. There's a lot of different options in that section. And then Santa Fe Hills, the last neighborhood we just covered, you're looking at like $2 to $3 million price point. So you can see what you're getting: detached home, a yard, some of those views in there. And you know, you're within all the stuff that we covered in Solana Beach. Solana Beach isn't that big, so you get access to all that. $2 million mark, you're looking one of those probably older homes, maybe some of those freeway ones. Actually, there's 2 on right now, right near the freeway. They're like 1.8, so even a little less. But once again, long term, is that probably the best? You're gonna get used to the freeway? Maybe not. As you go in, some of the fix up ones or some that need a little work, you're in the $2.5, $3 million range. And Cassie mentioned my family might be more Tony's people. He's more Fidel's people, but me, I'm down to go either one. So if you guys are thinking about moving out here, you wanna grab lunch at one of these spots, chat about your move, hit us up, because we got your back when making the move here to San Diego.